Well, here we go again. A shocking new footage has emerged of pigs at the same Levin farm exposed by TVNZ Sunday programme more than a year ago. The animal welfare group Open Rescue went undercover at Colin Kay's farm on the weekend and again filmed distressed and unhealthy animals. Now, Colin Kay has been investigated by MAF before, and this new footage has sparked a fresh investigation. So why has nothing changed? In a moment, we will talk with Hans Kriek from SAFE and Sam McIver from the Pork Industry Board. But first, this report from Corrine Ambler. And a bit of a warning, as always, some of the images in her story are disturbing.
This pig's ear can only be described as a mess. Badly infected, raw and weeping, there's nothing the pig can do but shake its head to try and alleviate the discomfort.
There's blood all over her ear, all over her body, all over the bars that are confining her and all over the cell next to her. I just don't know what it is going to take to change this industry.
It's just one of the many injuries activists from the group Open Rescue found in pigs at Colin Kay's Levin farm when they filmed there on Sunday. They say they gained access to one of the many sheds through an unlocked door, finding pigs with infected feet, abscesses and gangrenous, rotten flesh. One pig had a prolapsed rectum, another didn't seem to be able to get up.
There is no excuse to keep animals confined and suffering in disgusting conditions like this.
It was only 15 months ago that the same group took former pork ambassador Mike King into the same farm, into the very same shed. The footage of dying and distressed pigs shocked King and caused a public outcry.
It was absolutely harrowing. They were chewing the bars. These pigs were chewing the bars. Froth was coming out of their mouth, and they were screaming. And they were. It was like they were screaming for you to help them.
When I spoke to farmer Colin Kay just a couple of hours ago, he told me that all the pigs in the footage were being treated for their injuries before filming took place, some with antibiotics. He said the wounds were caused by fighting and that a vet had checked all his pigs today and cleared all 200. But the pig with the sore ear has been put down after not responding to treatment. However, a vet and pig specialist says injuries like those in the footage are not common at pig farms in New Zealand.
Yes, I saw the sow with the severely damaged ear, the sow with an injured foot. Certainly very disappointing to see those types of injury. As I say, in 20 years of practice, it would be unusual to see two animals like that.
Colin Kay admits the footage doesn't look good, but says each of his pigs is checked over every day. He also declined an invitation to appear on our show.
Yes, he did. Joining me now, though, is Hans Kriek from SAFE and Sam McIver, the CEO of the Pork Industry Board in Wellington. Evening to you both again. Sam.
Good evening.
Why are we here?
Mike, I think you've raised a fair issue, and the industry's response to this has been to put in place an audit across all pig farms in New Zealand. And the commitment of the industry is that by September the 30th this year, all pig farms will have been audited. The pig farm in question hasn't been audited yet. And therefore, in terms of its performance, I'm not able to comment on that.
OK. Just have a listen to what you said on the program last time you were here. Have a listen to this.
What we're saying to consumers is, listen, we're putting an audit in place which will give you the confidence that we're looking after our pigs. Let me give you the assurance, too, that we're looking at new options.
Okay.
We're saying to New Zealanders, go with us. We'll give you the assurance that we're looking at new options.
How many times do we have to come on the program and say exactly the same thing for no result?
And Mike, this farm is a classic example of what we're talking about.
Well, why don't you do something about it?
Colin Kay has been trying to get a consent to get a new pig farm. He's spent a six-figure sum on attempting to get a consent for a farm that would have no sow stalls in it, would have very modern equipment, and improved welfare above this.
Indeed. Doesn't mean you have to treat... I understand all that, but it doesn't mean you have to treat the pigs badly in the meantime, do you?
opposed that consent.
I understand that, but it doesn't mean you have to treat your pigs badly in the meantime, does it?
Sorry, I'm losing you there, Mike.
It doesn't mean you have to treat the pigs badly in the meantime, does it?
You're exactly right. And
so
that's
why
we
is
put
he,
the
and
audit
why
in
is he
place.
allowed to get away with it? Why am I asking you the same questions over and over and over again?
Mike, that's exactly why we've put the audit in place, and we're saying if the farmer doesn't meet the audit conditions, it's not acceptable.
So come September, if he doesn't meet those audit conditions, he's gone from the industry?
Well, that's not a decision I could make, is what I'm saying is that the industry wholesalers have committed not to sell his pigs.
Having said that, you've got one man, you go back to the same guy over and over again, film him, so maybe he's a bad farmer, I don't know. Let's say he's a bad farmer. You found one bad farmer in the whole pork industry.
Well, we were on the show a little while ago with another farm, another 4 farms actually, that showed similar images. The problem is here, and what Sam is saying is just a smoke screen. We're going to do a welfare audit. They're only doing that welfare audit for one reason. They want to bring out a label which is going to read 100% welfare approved pork. And they want to give that label to every farmer that meets their very, very low standard audit. That includes farmers that keep pigs in crates like that for a lot of time. Now that actually means that they're going to put welfare approved on crated pork. Whereas governments all around the world are banning it on grounds of cruelty. Even the New Zealand government wants to ban it on grounds of cruelty.
So
and yet they're going to call it welfare
I understand
approved.
that, but I mean, we almost have two different issues here. One is you say the overall standard is too low.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
That
Colin
is the real
Kay's
issue.
farm is a particularly bad example
That's
of
right.
a low standard as it stands in this country.
The real tragedy with Colin Kay's farm is, you saw some of the injury, that's really bad, but the real tragedy is that those pigs have been in those crates since my king saw them 15 months ago. They haven't come out. They suffered for every single day. While you and I get on with our business, they suffered on
What
that
do you
farm.
say? Sam's point is he has been trying to go for a consent, and you guys oppose him every step of the way. The guy spent a fortune trying to get a better farm, and you don't want him to have a better farm.
Oh, no, that's complete nonsense. We don't want him to have another factory farm. The fact is that this farmer has been doing this for a long time. He was actually first exposed in 2006 about the cruelty. And they were saying it then that he was exiting the industry, as they call it. He's not. He's just carrying on with the same cruelty. And actually, it's got worse. The animals are suffering even more today than ever before. And it's absolutely appalling. And really, what will it take? The government says, well, we may ban him and we may take another 10 years to do so. Consumers need to stop buying this stuff. That's what will stop
Well,
us.
that's people's choice, I suppose. Sam, where are we at with the things like dry stalls and the new code? Is that being fast-tracked, or are you still threatening the government with legal action on that?
We're going through a process with the government, so the industry has submitted on a draft code to the government. NAWAC, which is the independent body that advises the minister, is working through the process on that code.
Yeah, but are you still threatening legal action? Are you still trying to stall it?
We haven't been trying to stall it. What we've done is we've asked for a robust process that considers all the information, and that is based on sound scientific and best practice information.
Mike, I have actually seen their submission. They are still threatening legal action. And then what they're also fighting for is to keep pigs in those crates for half their lives, 11 weeks out of a 22 pregnancy cycle. That's how long they want to keep those pigs in crates. That is what's happening behind the scenes. Their public faces, oh yes, we're cleaning up the industry. Behind the scenes, they are fighting to keep pigs in those crates.
You see, Sam, Colin looks at the footage. He was going to come on the program. He looks at the footage. He realises he's not a good farmer. He has to put a pig down today. He doesn't want to come on the program anymore because it looks all embarrassing. And you're fronting up yet again to defend an industry that seems indefensible. Why would we go out and buy pork from you guys with the way you treat the animals?
The key thing is that consumers do have choice. They have choice of whether they buy a free-range product or a free-farm product, or whether they do buy indoor-raised product.
Would you still recommend that I go out tomorrow and buy the sort of meat that would come from Colin Kay's farm? Should I go buy some of that meat?
That's a choice you have to make, Mike.
Well, no, I'm asking you as an expert in the industry. Do you reckon that's something I should go buy?
Well, that's up to you.
No, I'm asking you. Do you think it's something I should go buy?
If the farm has passed the audit, then I'm happy for you to buy that product.
But you haven't audited them. I asked you in April, you haven't audited them. Now it's August.
Well, and that's the process he's got to go through, Mike.
And don't forget that the crates that Colin Kay uses on that farm are not illegal. He could well pass an audit when the pork board audits that farm. And he could well have his pork welfare approved by the New Zealand pork board.
Do you think he will, Sam?
Bullshit.
Do you think he will?
Well, I'm not able to judge that. I'm not the expert on pig welfare, but an independent vet will audit it, and they'll make the decision on whether he passes or not.
Would you be surprised if he passed?
I don't know what the result will be, Mike.
That says it all, I think, Sam. That says it all.
All right. I appreciate your time very much, Hans Kriek and Sam McIver. Who knows, we may meet again on another Friday night.